All right, second problem. On the second problem, once again, we got our word bank. We got our x-intercept, y-intercept, 0, maximum value, vertex, and axis of symmetry again. And we're going to do the same thing. So this time, the equation h of t, and we're plugging it in our calculator, y equals negative 1/4 t squared plus 4t models the height of a soccer ball after t seconds. We know t time. So this is a real world problem because this is something that you can actually see. We know that we all play soccer or kickball, so this is a real world type problem. Now let's go through this problem. Once again, if I graph this equation in my calculator, if I graph the equation in the calculator, all right, we have negative 1/4 x squared plus 4x. Now, if I press graph, let's watch and see what happens. As I press graph, the numbers are pretty large because we actually still see the parabola extending up. At some point it's going to drop, but we know that it's extending up. So what did I teach you guys to do when you have this? When you want to actually be able to see the entire graph? What do we press? Okay, we press zoom 3 and enter. So let's try that. We're going to press zoom. Excuse that button. So we're going to press zoom 3. Enter. Now, if you notice the parabola, once again, we know that it's negative because it's making a N shape, it's an upside down U. All right, so we know that it's negative. Now, if we look at this, we know that, wow, excuse me. So if we look at this, we know that our axis of symmetry cuts through the middle. We have two, what? Good zeros or x-intercepts. We know that. So different things we can describe. So let's go back and look at our graph. Remember, to be precise, we can always go look at our table. We can always look at our table. So just look at 0 and 0. And we'll go ahead and we'll jot down our numbers. And I only want to focus on those whole numbers. So we got 0 and 0, 2 and 7, 4 and 12, 6 and 15, 8 and 16, 10 and 15, 12 and 12. So our numbers are starting to decrease. It's starting to go back down after we hit 8 and 16. So let's go back to our paper. We're going to jot this down. So our first numbers, we knew it was at 0 and 0. We had 2 and 7, 4 and 12. We had 6 and 15, 8 and 16. We had 12 and 15. We had 14. Sorry, made a mistake. Let's go back. I skipped the number. We had 10 and 15. We had 12. We got 14, 7. And we also have 16 and 0. Now, let's just look at this. If we're looking at our y, notice this. We have 0 and 0, 7 and 7, 12 and 12, 15 and 15. What number stands alone? The 16. So what does this tell us? This tells us that 8 and 16, just by knowing what we have, 8 and 16, that's our vertex, right? All right. Now, what else do we know just by simply looking at what's going on this paper? We have zeros. So when our y is 0, we know that's when it's actually crossing what? The x-intercept, right? So therefore, we know we got 0 and 0, and 16 and 0. We know that. So we know that we're playing soccer, everybody. So if we're playing soccer, the ball's gonna roll, the ball's gonna start on the ground, and when we kick the ball, we're kicking the ball off the ground, correct? So we know that our starting spot is gonna be 0 and 0. We know that's where it starts from. We know that. And then if we want to, we can go ahead and plot more of these points if we wanted to. We can plot these points. We can go to 2, 7. We can plot 4 and 12. We can plot 6 and 15. We can plot 8 and 16. We can plot 10 and 15. We can plot 12 and 12. We can plot 14 and 7. We can plot 16 and 0. So once again, what shape do we have? We got the parabola shape. This is where it starts at. This is where it ends. So we can answer these questions. How many seconds does it take the ball to hit the ground? How many seconds does it take the ball to hit the ground? Where does it end? So it went from 0. This is our time. So it took 16 seconds. 16 seconds. So what would be our key attribute? We know that this is on our time, which is the x-axis. So we know that this is our x-intercept or our 0. All right. B says, what is the maximum height of the ball? What is the maximum height of the ball? Well, if I look at my maximum height of this ball, this is our max, and the maximum height is 16. It's in height in feet. 16 feet. 16 feet. This is our max value. Our maximum value. All right. It's almost time for lunch, y'all. Give me a second. All right. It says, how much time does it take the ball to reach the maximum height? How much time does it take? So remember, this is time. It reached to the 16, so we went over, it went to 8, and it went all the way up to 16. So we know that it took 8 seconds. It took 8 seconds. And this tells us this is our maximum height. That's our axis of symmetry. And D, what is the starting height of the ball? Well, we're kicking the ball from the ground. It started at 0, right? It started at 0, I'm sorry. It started at 0. And it says, what is the starting height? So our y-intercept was 0 and 0, so our starting height is 0. Our starting height is going to be 0 feet. 0 feet, and we know this is our y-intercept. Now, I want you to notice this. When we're starting at 0 and 0, this is the ground. There is no such thing. We don't have negative distance, everybody. We do not have negative distance, all right? There is no negative distance. All right, so this is our real world problem. If you got your calculator, you'll be doing the other problems on this page pretty much the same exact way. Plug it in, getting your same vocabulary words. If you got any questions, feel free to ask any of your teachers. Have a great day. I'm going right back to my dancing mode. Good job.